But you mentioned earlier when we first hopped on here that there was a point that you were thinking about maybe not doing this at all. What were you thinking about then? What was that looking like?
I hadn't really taken, I don't think I let myself take the second step of like, what would it look like if I didn't? It was just a like, is this the natural end point of this? It was like a getting into whatever this job even was that I've been doing. It was always like people would interview questions were always like sports and comedy. People have tried it, doesn't always work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was like, yeah, I know, but this one's gonna because it's funny and it doesn't matter. Like what I think it doesn't work because people bail on it. Not
Right.
because, it's like as long as you keep trying and I'm not going to stop. So, and then like, I don't know, something about making similar shows. I know Garbage Time and Always Late were different, but it was just me making a show. So it's like making it in two different places and it quote unquote not working, as in, I don't know, what did I think it was going to become the top show on the network? No, but it didn't get the push or bump that I thought it was going to get.
What do you think that's about? Is that about just like people maybe not understanding it, or people at the jump are like, yeah, let's try this new thing, but not really giving it the time that it truly needs to marinate to be successful?
You know what? I think like I don't and I always said this from the start is like I don't actually know how to make TV. I just watch a lot of TV and I know how to make stuff that makes me laugh. So like having a good producer, and we've had a bunch of different throughout this run. But having a good producer that can be like, oh, that becomes the cold open and that's this, and learning from them was great and helpful. But I feel like maybe it could just be that like maybe I make a bad TV show. The thing to me that has always been my guiding principle is like I don't care if anybody else likes it as much as like I want to make sure I like it.
Yeah.
And that might sound selfish, but to me, it's like it would be selfish to make it for somebody else. It would be selfish of me to be like, yeah, let me make this show exactly what that person wants, because who's that? That person doesn't know.
Yeah.
And I think that if you make something that's true to you, it will resonate with other people to then be true to themselves. Like, I don't want to tell anybody how to be. I just want to show them what
that comes with it too. When you can see somebody that loves what they're doing and you're in your zone doing your thing, that's what makes TV successful, right?
I think so. I think connecting with people through a screen is very difficult. Yeah. And I think that if I'll give myself a compliment, very rarely do I, but I think I've gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And genuinely find it rewarding. Like connecting with people through, whether it's a podcast or a TV show, like that shit like gets me. It makes me feel like when somebody tells me that I made them feel seen, I'm like, oh God, I could cry and retire. Like it's the best when someone says like, I didn't think sports were for me. My husband was watching and I overheard you say that. And now I love sports, because that's part of why I knew I could do this, was because I saw Michelle Beadle do it.
Yes.
Because she would make jokes that I was like,
Beadle, man.
I'm like, that she's for women.
Yeah.
She's making jokes that other people, like men predominantly, would not get. It's a joke that's for a woman on a sports show. And I was like, hell yeah to that lady. And so when I can do that for somebody else, it means the world to me. So when you say like, what do you think happened and why haven't they, I don't know if you specifically said why have all your shows failed, but it's definitely what my brain heard.
That is not what I said
part of it,
at all.
Part of it is probably time slot. Part of it is, I mean, I've done and read all the dumb research. On sports networks, the only content that does well in a post-game slot is game specific. Right. So it's like post-game shows, and like you don't normally carry a sports lead-in to like the next different show. And so a lot of
bummer seeing like, 'cause there are great shows. I mean, shit, I loved what Norm Macdonald was doing in that space. Like that to me, when he started doing that, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like if Norm Macdonald wasn't able to figure out to like crack that code, there's some like, obviously it's there. The content is there. The talent is there. It's like finding the best way to execute that, to like, why can't shows live? It's
weird because it's politics, something that's a lot more like actually has an effect on our lives. Because I think there's only essentially two teams. And yes, we can argue that there should be more and we blah, 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 blah. The way that it is currently, there's essentially two teams. And so it's easier to do political comedy because you're not. But sports fans are a specific type of they're fanatics as like by nature, and they are passionate about one tiny, and it might be a team in a different like if you're breaking it down to all the different teams in all the major leagues, that's a ton of teams. And so if you make a joke about this, their baby, they can react in a way that's like, get this canceled. And you're like, what? I don't, what?
Oh my, why can't it just be easy to make nice television that people enjoy?
God. I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to still keep doing it. It's still in my dream. I still think that someday we're going to pull this off. I don't know where it's going to be, but like the garbage time spirit still lives in me. And I also want to reassure people, I'm not just going to become a booth person. I don't think.
Yeah. But that's what I wanted to know. Like yes, garbage time, always late. Like, is that always still going to be the goal, is to keep the heart and soul of what that is and continue to build upon that? Is that, that's the end goal for Katie Nolan?
Yeah, I think so. Because, I think I even said it in interviews when we were launching Garbage Time, and they were like, what is this show? And I was like, it's me as a TV show. So I don't think I can lose. It's kind of good that I put it out there, because then I have like a receipts for myself where I'm like, this is who you are. This is what you do. This is what you make. This is the reflection of you, to kind of be my North Star and guide me in whatever I'm going to do next. Because like we were just saying, the media landscape is different. If you had asked me a bunch of years ago what I would want to do, I'd be like, oh, I want to be a late night host. But like in 5 years, I don't know if a late night host is going to be a job.
What is that anymore? Yeah.
He is going to be, and I'm sure that type of content will evolve to something else, but whatever that something else is, I don't want to pigeonhole myself to like, I'm going to be this, because those skills might not be so where I'm at right now is like maintain who I am. I think I'm probably going to launch a podcast within the next few weeks. I thought I wanted to I needed the first few weeks of this baseball thing to just blinders, because I knew if I tried to go from not working for the longest period, I think, of my adult life, into working a job I had never done before on baseball, like official baseball sanctioned broadcast, and something else at the same time, I think I would have just burnt out. I would have gone nuts. Also traveling across the country every week.
Yeah.
I would have gone nuts.
Rough.
So I wanted to give myself some time, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not getting enough time to talk each week. And so I'm going to need another place to put some of my words. So
is it going to be, do you want to do like an MLB podcast to continue to expand on that, or more of a let's touch on everything?
So I think in my ideal world would be the second one, but I also think that like I'm putting so much MLB into my processor each week that I'm like, there's stuff we're not going to get to, or stuff that I'm like, I know they won't let me say this, that I could probably say on a podcast. So I think that it would be easier for me at first, at least, to do them both. But I'm like conscious of, I don't want to become like, oh, Katie Nolan's baseball now. It's like, no, I'm still, all of them. But it is what I'm focusing on right now. So I don't know. I'm not really sure.